'Tis the season to cozy up with all your favorite holiday movies and shows.
You coming?
Where?
To the North Pole, of course.
Like a very Jonas Christmas movie and Home Alone on Disney+.
Should I burn down the joint? I don't think so.
Then snuggle up with the Polar Express and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with Hulu on Disney+.
I think we're all in for a very big Christmas treat.
This season, there's something for everyone with Hulu on Disney+. Bundle subscription required. Terms apply. Visit disneyplus.com/Hulu for details.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
There was a time when, back in the old days, when we watched television for free. Although there were issues. The antennas, they were an issue. You know, the rabbit ears, and you had to, like, you'd get your husband or your kid to go hold the rabbit ears, and like, oh, no, okay, wait, no, turn to the left. No, hold it right there. And then you'd let go, and they go, no, you got to hold it. Just hold it until my show is over, because apparently you are acting as a conduit for radio waves. We used to, you had 3 channels, and we were stum, fat, and happy.
And I'm going to just interrupt you. You had three channels, and frankly, the shows on those 3 channels, not that great 60 years ago. No offense.
As I have mentioned on previous podcasts, we are currently watching the 1964 biggest hit, which was Bewitched with Elizabeth Montgomery.
Yeah.
And boy, is it bad. I did not realize how bad those shows were until you rewatch them 50 or 60 years. 60 years later.
60 years. Sorry, that is 60.
Yeah. 60 years. It is so terrible. It is. You the magic tricks. It's so funny. Like an ashtray. Of course, there's an ashtray and a table lighter in the home in 1965.
Gotta have that. Yeah.
And when Elizabeth Montgomery does the Samantha little. She's not twitching her nose, by the way. It's her lip. If you look closely, it's her lip.
Good to know.
And the ashtray lifts up in the air, and you see the 3 strands of fishing line that are holding it up. You can totally see them. It's just such great technology. Anyway, I digress. Then we started paying for cable. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So we'd get a better signal and
that was
one
around
more station.
80, 81, something like that, right? Somewhere in there.
No, in Colorado Springs. I worked for Colorado Springs Cablevision in 1973.
With your 4 viewers?
We had 4 stations and the public access station.
Oh, never missed that.
And the cable channel that played old movies that I put up on the 16-millimeter projector.
That's funny.
Like that. And
that's
so we
your
paid
start
for that.
in broadcasting, I guess, huh?
Kind of. Then we went to recently, in the past decade or so, we went from cable, where you paid $200 a year or a month for like 1,000 channels, and we decided that no, streaming is better. We're going to pick and choose what we want to watch when we want to watch it.
Ha ha.
And that there was basically back then there was Netflix.
Yeah. Which, as you may remember, didn't they start out as like a mailing service, right? Or
you could get DVDs through the mail.
DVDs, right? Yeah,
right.
But
then they said DVDs are dying, and they were right. They were pretty astute.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to now put the movies up on the internet, and you can download them when you want, and you can do it all for I think it was like $6 a month or something ridiculously cheap.
Now.
Well, not anymore. Now we have. Let's see. What do we have now? Let's see. I have.
What do I have? You don't want to know.
I have Disney Plus, Hulu Plus, ESPN plus HBO Max, HBO Max again.
Netflix
is it HBO Max?
Yes, it is. Or Max. Yeah, right.
So Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Apple TV.
Yep.
Peacock.
Yep.
Paramount Plus.
Yep. I think we match up pretty closely here. I think that's all the ones. I got rid of that because I wasn't watching it enough. I did trim one.
I'm such a I got the annual on that one, and now with all the rate, I'm looking at my app.
Now, by the way, just for people that are listening, going, what's the point of? We will be suggesting ways to clean this up in a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
because when you hear the problem, you're going to say, "Wait a minute, I'm facing this too." Yeah, you are.
Yeah, let's see. I am now
streaming creep, I call it.
I am now paying for HBO Max, which I think was originally $9.99 or something.
And what is that now? I'm paying for that too. I think it's
$23.
Yeah, and I'm not watching that enough. Anyway,
well, because they're not as good as they used to be.
We'll talk more about that in a minute.
The other guys bought them. Let's see. I have that.
You have Disney Plus. That's now $18.99 a month.
No, I have the package though, which is Disney.
We'll talk about bundling here in a minute.
Yeah, I got all of them, so that's a little bit more expensive.
But if you're just going out to get Disney Plus, 6 years ago it was $6.99 a month. Now it's $18.99 a month. That's like 3 times as much. That's nuts.
Because
what? Because the internet costs that much more to send stuff? No, I don't think so.
Now, Netflix is now, because you see, here's the deal. I get ad-free.
I don't on some of them. My wife hates it.
Because I hate ads.
No, I know.
So now for Netflix,
I think I'm Paramount Plus, I'm paying
$25 a month.
What am I paying then? I think I'm ad-free on Netflix.
Okay, well, there's a $17.99 version, which is ad-free, or a $24.99 version. The reason I have the $24.99 version is so my daughter can get on.
I must have the 17.
Yeah,
I used to have it where everybody else got on, and then I got rid of all that. Some people had to go live their own lives.
And then I did something kind of stupid. I have Paramount Plus, and I got it for a year because it saved me money.
Landman, love it, great show.
It turns out, though, that I could have gotten a really good deal with Apple Plus, Apple TV now it's called, if I could have bundled Paramount with, and this is anyway.
Remember, with Apple, I need that for the Major League Soccer because they got the soccer deal.
Which, by the way, what has Apple's price changed? It's really gone up. Let's see. Apple TV started out, I think,
while you're doing that, let me give a general look at this because according to this piece from the Seattle Times, which is a reprint, I believe, from somewhere else, according to the Seattle Times, customers are paying $22 more for subscription video streaming services than they were a year ago. And let me give you the number. According to this, as of October, U.S. households on average shelled out $70 a month compared to $48 a year ago. That doesn't sound like that much, right? That's a 45% increase. When prices in general, basic services, if you just look at the whole thing, and this is not getting political because I know it hasn't been that much. Yeah, it has. Have gone up about 25% in 5 years, which is a pretty high inflationary rate. When you consider 100 years back, inflation runs at a little over 3. So we've run at 5. Now, I'm not going to talk about where we are today or where we're headed, but streaming has gone up way faster than, all the other things you're paying for. It's outrageous, the amount of increase. Disney Plus, I mentioned
Apple started out at $4.99 a month.
Yep.
Or you could, and this was, by the way, this was 5 years ago, just 5. Then it went to $6.99. Then it went to $9.99. Then it went to $12.99. Then it went to $14.99.
So it's gone from what to 14?
4 to 14.
So a 300% increase, basically.
Yeah.
That's okay. And there's, I'm watching.
I'm sorry. That's with Peacock.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that sounds high. And I do have Peacock too for soccer. But okay. To me, it's crazy. It's expensive. And what do you do about it? I guess would be the question, right? I mean, part one is I'm doing this the day after Christmas. Shows you what a humbug I can be.
Oh, boy.
We're going to go through all. My guess is, by the way, there's more in my house. My wife probably has some of these, and I have some of these.
Oh, you think you both have paid for plans?
Think so. Oh, I think so. That will be the first thing to look at. Number 2, I'm going to go back and look at actually what gets watched on these things because I don't think I've watched anything on HBO Max in a long time. Why am I paying for that? It doesn't make sense. And part 3 of it is something you mentioned, and I have never done this, but I'm going to do it soon. Bundling, because there's more and more deals now out there, right, where you could get more than one streaming service if you put them all together and pay them a little more.
Yeah, and you do something that I'm doing too, and I'm doing it only because of my wife. You're doing it for other reasons. I'm doing it only for my wife because she likes, for some reason, to watch live newscasts.
Which I don't. watch.
We have,
it does remind me. I'm paying for that too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because we
YouTube
have
TV.
Hulu plus Live TV plus Disney plus ESPN, and we're paying $100 a month for that. What are you paying for DirecTV Live?
No, I don't have DirecTV. I have YouTube.
Not
TV.
I mean YouTube. What are you paying for
it's
the YouTube?
$100.
Is it $100?
I think it is. Yeah.
It looks like you could get a better deal if you went to Hulu.
I'm gonna fly you in for the day after Christmas, and we're gonna go through.
We got to do
together.
these. We'll just sit down on FaceTime and do the numbers, because it looks
should.
to me,
if
you got the Hulu plus Live TV plus Disney plus ESPN, you could pay $100, and you get.
I'd save a whole bunch. Yeah,
you save a whole bunch.
I know. Save more with the Don McDonald bundling service.
The Don
Call
McDonald
now.
package.
Call now. It's okay. This is outrageous that they've raised the prices this much, but you as the consumer, there's nothing to be done other than knowing what you're actually paying, figuring it out, taking the time to do it, because many people think, oh, it's only $12 a month. Oh, it's only $14. Those things add up over time.
All right, but wait. I want to ask you a question.
This sounds personal.
I hope you can remember, but I doubt it, but maybe.
Was it
'Cause
yesterday? Is there a
cable
chance?
TV at your last house.
I had every channel.
You had all the channels.
Every channel. 600 channels, whatever.
So you
it was,
had cable, and then you were also paying for a few streaming channels, not as many back then.
No, a few, not many.
So what was your Comcast Xfinity?
I think that was a couple hundred bucks a month.
Thank you.
Because that included a landline too, by the way. So I used to make a lot of
let's
personal
take the
calls on
landline
that, so
out.
people
That's
couldn't
$12.95.
Kidding, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Let's just talk about, you probably spent $200, because I know years ago I spent almost $200 a month on cable TV through Comcast.
That's right.
So
but remember, now I'm paying $100 for YouTube TV, and
plus
then
your
all these other ones. So I'm probably back in the 200s.
I was going to say, I bet you're not above 200.
No, I think I am. Because I think there's
if you are, then you're exactly where you were, but with more choices.
Okay, so what?
So you're better off. I'm just saying you're complaining, but now you're better off.
I'm inefficient, is what I am.
But wait, if you were paying, when did you leave your last house? 2 years ago? Year and a half?
Year and a half, yeah.
Okay, so 2 years ago you were paying $200 for your plus your streaming. You still had streaming channels, right? You had Netflix back then. I know you did.
We had Netflix.
You had
trying to think. That might have been it. HBO, but I think that was part of the. That was part of the
Comcast deal.
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's say that you had Netflix, so you paid $210 a month.
Yeah, right.
Now you're paying $99 for YouTube and probably about $100 for your other channels.
Yeah.
So what?
Okay, so I was doing it wrong then, and I was doing it wrong now.
You've been doing it wrong the whole time, but you're doing it wrong now.
That doesn't mean
better.
you don't fix it now, though. Why would you wait around and say, "Oh, I'm better than I was"? No, you're still gonna. I'm thinner than I was 20 years ago. That doesn't mean right or wrong, right? It's just I should do it because it gets
chunkier 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, well, it's very close. I'm right. I'm basically back at the weight I was when we turned into 2000. So that's pretty good. I'm happy.
Good job.
As are you. But anyway, the point of the matter is still worth fixing, right? Okay. Even if it's $10 a month, because you made a very good point.
There's actually another really good way to fix it above and beyond bundling, which sounds very progressive.
What's your way? Just getting rid of all of them?
No. For example, I do this every once in a while. Once in a while, when AMC gets a really great show that I want to see.
My brother does this.
I'll wait for all of the episodes
to download to be available
available for streaming,
and then you sign up.
Then I will subscribe for a month, and I will binge those episodes, and then I will turn it off.
Yeah, that
and
takes
AMC.
organization.
I think I turn it on once a year.
Do I get AMC as part of YouTube? I believe maybe I do.
You get the channel, but you don't get the streaming. I don't think.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but you're right. That if you have to be nimble, though, you have to be better organized probably than I am. Probably.
It works really well for a channel that has one or two shows that you really like.
Yep.
And then they go away for a year until they come back, and then you can re-up it again if you want to watch the next season. That's also a really good way to do BritBox, because you can binge a bunch of BritBox shows. So there are some really interesting ways to get around these high fees. But again, I am happy that we have them.
You're happy that you have the high fees?
No, I'm happy that I have these streaming services because they give me such a better experience.
Yeah. Well, I wish that were true in my house. As you know, I'm stuck on the never-ending loop of Outlander for another 5 years. My wife got me started on this thing. It's like I have to watch this every night now until probably I die. So I figure the character's going to live longer than I am.
Thing right before bed.
Yeah, it's just
Debbie swears it calms her down because there's nothing to pay attention to. In essence,
just so light, so nice.
It's so light. It's so
okay.
No,
but
it's
back to the finish. Really big finish.
Yes,
you need to check, and you should be doing that annually. Right? You got to get your credit card statement out, figure it out, because they'll charge you forever. We just had this with DoorDash, where they were charging us $9.99 a month for reasons I still don't understand. Now, to their credit, they not only gave me the refund for that month, but they went back like 6 months. They said, you haven't done this. I have no idea what I'm doing. You need to consider the bundling opportunities. Thank you for pointing that out, Don, about the Hulu et al., which I will look into, because when I got to the house, all I did was look around and just signed up for YouTube because I wanted to have all those channels.
I think Hulu Live's interface is a little better than YouTube's too.
Okay. And then you need to you got to make a value judgment. I love what you said there. Are you actually watching anything? I mean, because I don't think I've watched anything on Max or HBO Max in months.
Yes, you did, because you watched
what?
That 4-letter word show.
I like that one. Yeah,
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, it was good.
Task.
Yeah, I like Task. So,
I watch John Oliver every week.
But I could have lived without it. I could have gone without it. It's okay. So, and I think I'm paying a lot for that. What am I paying for Max? It's a lot.
Well, if you're playing, probably $23.
Yeah, it's that's $300 a year.
And it used to be a premium service. But okay, to their credit, they've merged in their Discovery Channel shows, and TLC shows and CNN shows, which is kind of nice because you can watch the documentary that I'm in on HBO Max, the CNN documentary. What was it called?
I don't know.
Chowchilla, with the kids on the bus?
Yes.
Was that the kids on the bus?
I don't know. Remember when the kids were kidnapped on the bus and put in the underground? Yes.
In California? Was that Chowchilla?
I'm going to let you say yes, because I don't know.
Okay. If that's it, then I'm in that. I play 3 different radio reporters in that.
Okay. I will say one thing I have liked is the fact that Disney Plus has National Geographic, because I'm watching more shows on that for my workout show now that I finished Mad Men, which I watched entirely again, which is one thing I do like about the streaming service. You can pick a show. I watched West Wing that way. I think that might have been Max too. I love the fact that you can, like you doing with Bewitched, I could watch the entire thing again. I think that's kind of cool.
Do you know how many episodes they did a year back in the 60s?
It was like 40 or something, right?
39 episodes a year.
I used to do 40 a year on my TV show.
And
40 a year.
And now we're lucky if we get 8.
How many's Landman doing in the new season? Anyway.
I don't know. We're watching Only Murders in the Building, and we're on number 9, and next was the last one, 10. That's it.
That's that. Yeah.
That's a long series now.
Indeed. All right, let's go to a few questions. So pay attention is the bottom line there. Gene writes us from Kent, which I just traveled through last weekend to get to my daughter's state playoff game, which we'll finish. They won. Oh, you weren't supposed to do that. We're going to do that on the anyway. Okay, yeah,
we're going to do it on the what?
Third place. Well, because remember we left people hanging on the radio show. Which
no, they've already heard it. I mean, because
it's very confusing to me.
Because this doesn't air until the middle of December.
December 2026. Anyway, all right. Tom and Don, my 18-year-old grandson graduated from high school in the spring. Hey, that's great, and is currently enrolled in a trade school. His goal is to become an elevator mechanic. I thought you were going to say elevator operator, and I'm going,
they don't have those anymore.
Limited opportunities. He's also working 25 hours a week in a food services job. Just turned 18. And has received $12,000 held in a trust for an injury that happened to him as an infant in a daycare. He's asked me to help him invest $9,000 of it for him. We opened up a Vanguard brokerage account looking for advice on mix of funds or ETFs he should invest in. I've listened to your show many years and have a few ideas, but when it comes to pulling the trigger, I'm not quite sure what to do. He stated that he doesn't plan on touching the money until he retires. He's always been a good saver, and a close family member has a car that is paid off. So my question is, what do we do with $9,000 for my 18-year-old grandson?
Wow, that's awesome.
I think it's terrific. What a great start. What a great opportunity.
And he says he can leave it till retirement.
I wonder what the best option would be there.
I would force the issue. I would say, well, then let's get that in a Roth IRA.
Yep, that's part one.
And let's let it grow tax-free.
And you don't need a mix of ETFs either.
No, you just need one. That's use it. DFAW or AVGE.
Either one. It's a global exchange-traded fund, holds a global basket of stocks, and does it at a reasonable price.
That he would be hanging on to for the next 50 years.
You imagine $5,000 or $6,000 for 40 years? Tax-free?
Good for him going into a trade.
Yeah.
So smart. AI is not going to be able to fix elevators anytime soon.
Nor the internet, apparently, in our building.
Yeah.
So. Thing. And by the way, Gene, thank you for the note. And wow, that's great for your grandson. All right, here we go. Victor from Anchorage, Alaska, where it's darker than it is here in Seattle. How long is the sun actually up in Anchorage this time of year? It's got to be pretty limited for the next
while you
month
read
or
the
two.
question, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, there's a long one too. So Don and Tom started listening during COVID and been listening to all episodes since then. Thank you for your advice and banter. I was listening to last week's episode in which a gentleman called and asked about his withdrawal plans. Close to 65 at $4.5 million in each his IRA and investment accounts. Sounds like a total of 9. He'll also have a decent Social Security income once he turns 70. Planning to start withdrawing from his IRA for his living expenses, leaving his investment account to grow. That was my plan too when I retire in 5 years. Don suggested he not do that, but start withdrawing from his investment account instead. I don't understand the logic. Since he doesn't have any income, isn't it best to withdraw from the IRA? If he doesn't touch it, the IRA may grow easily to $10 million at an 8% rate by his RMD age. His RMD, along with his Social Security income, will be taxed at the highest bracket. On the other hand, if he starts withdrawing from his IRA to the upper limit of 24% for the joint account, he'll be left with only $3.5 million by his RMD age. I'm not considering the tax case if he or his spouse dies before that, et cetera, et cetera. Since the investment gains are taxed at only 15%. Sorry?
I'm getting lost in
I'll clean it all up for you here in just a minute. Since the investment gains are taxed at only 15%, isn't the investment account a better account to keep for the long term? A step up in basis for an investment account makes it a perfect account to inherit compared to an IRA. Please correct me where I went wrong.
Okay. So if there's the inheritance portion, there's a step up in basis.
In a general sense, though, it makes more sense to draw from the taxable account and let the tax deferred one grow.
In a general sense, unless we add that caveat of I'm going to leave the taxable account to my heirs.
Or this amount of money. There's a lot of money, right? So
no, because it's better to continue the tax deferral to grow on.
Correct.
Yeah, because, and again, when you take it out of the IRA, you're paying taxes at your income bracket as opposed to your capital gains bracket. And if your income bracket's zero then it's zero for capital gains, too.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Victor.
I got lost in all these
a little bit, but the thing is, with an account this large, you really should have somebody looking over your shoulder with it to make sure that you're thinking about all the tax ramifications. Exactly. Because maybe it's Roth conversions, too. I don't know. Maybe it's some from each account. Maybe it's not binary decision.
It deserves a professional.
It does.
It's enough money that it honestly deserves somebody who is looking at the specific situation and all of its various ramifications. As you can see, I mean, I was just overwhelmed, and I'm sure other listeners were, by the numbers.
It was a lot of stuff there. Yeah, I mean, there's equal amount in IRA and post and brokerage, et cetera. But again, if you're just waking up trying to figure out where to take the money from, the likely source will be the taxable account first, letting the IRA, and specifically, of course, Roth tax-free, IRA tax-deferred growth makes more sense.
And if you're just waking up in Anchorage, Alaska with the sun coming up, it's almost 10 a.m. If you're waiting for the sun to come up.
And when does it go down?
It's going to go down, at the worst case, about 3:30 in the afternoon.
So it'll be, 5 hours.
You got a little over 5 hours of sun.
Well, and maybe it's sun here in Seattle. Well, never see the sun, and it's not very long.
And it's 15 degrees right now in Anchorage.
I'd rather be in Seattle. That was easy. I'll take dark and clouds and 50. Let's see, from Soquel, California. SOQUEL. I don't know that.
So it's SoCal?
SoCal. Reg writes, I'm planning to update my estate documents, which Thank you, Reg, for bringing this up. This is something people don't do enough. Your life changed. You may have written it 10 years ago. Your life has changed. You got to look these things over. I'd like to find a simple and cost-effective way to have an independent third party act as trustee for my lifetime distributions to a beneficiary. I have an existing trust that will need to be modified. Do you have any suggestions as to how to find and select an appropriate third-party trustee for managing investments and distribution? Any residual after the beneficiary death would go to charity. Are there options worth considering? I checked some SPIA examples, SPIA, at Schwab and Fidelity, but the effective return rates seem quite low, 4%, he says. Would you recommend talking to an appellate advisor? I'm not looking for investment advice now, just in my estate, which is hopefully 3 decades in the future. The reality is, for a trustee service, it's expensive if you want to bring, because we've looked at this before.
Trust services companies, yeah.
Yeah, that's not an inexpensive way to take care of this. So I struggle a little bit, Reg, with what you're really trying to accomplish here. Is it can't be control while you're alive, right? Because you seem like you can handle it. It may be for after you're dead. Maybe then the right thing is finding somebody else in your life who is knowledgeable about such matters. I've done this in my life, that can handle all of that and will do it in a rational sense. Because I never found, other than for trust services like big real estate holdings, where I thought it made sense. For liquid things like this, I don't know that you really need one. But have you ever looked into this, Don?
Yeah, trust fees. I've looked, but it's been a long time. I mean, it really has. I'm kind of just generally their fees run about 1% per year for a trustee service, which is. You're not getting any planning services.
No, it's just sort of, we're here.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can call us and tell us where we're wrong about that if you're business.
And again, this is a while ago, but I remember seeing some that were even higher, that were over 2.
Yeah, there was a guy down the road here that was charging 2. And I was like,
wow, I've seen some that are over 2. And that just seems like an awful lot of money unless there is this is where an advisor might come in handy, is determining what it is you're trying to accomplish and what is the best way to accomplish that, because your advisor, a good fee-only advisor, is going to work with your estate attorney who really, if you're establishing a trust or have established a trust, you've got a great elder law or trust, estate and trust attorney already working with you. You need a team if you've got this kind of assets and this complicated a situation.
And maybe you just struck the right chord, because you're already going to update your estate documents while you're visiting with that person. They're going to know more about that than we are, to say, here's what I want a trust service. They may be able to make a suggestion there better than I would, because I don't know that you'd want to go to the major custodians.
Trustees all the time.
I think the major custodians do offer that, right? Schwab, Fidelity, et cetera, as he said. But they're going to want to manage the money. Right, they're going to want to be involved in that, and he said that they're talking about a 4% return, which is historically quite low for managing stocks and bonds.
But it depends on what the trust requires. You see, trusts often require very conservative investment portfolios.
Good point.
Depends on the trust documents.
Yeah, so
very specific, very complicated. Really requires expert help, not just advice, but expert ongoing help.
Exactly. And I would say, again, Reg, well done for thinking about these things. We run into many people who do not and leave the other partner in their life, or their partner when they go, in a difficult spot. So I'm glad you're considering all these things, because they should be. They should be paramount for most people.
Or Paramount Plus, if you don't mind the extra fees.
Thank you. How many times can I set you up? Come on. Really?
That's easy. Yeah.
Take it to the max is all I can say. So leave it at that.
Yeah, I'll max out the bad jokes. No, you actually max out the bad jokes.
I'm leaving them, but this time. So I have a couple new ones, but I'll save them for another day. So how about that?
HBO stands for Humble Bad Orator.
What does home box office?
Home box office. That's what it's.
But it's not HBO anymore. I got rid of that. Now it's Max.
No. It's HBO Max again. They went to Max. They went. That was a bad idea because
really.
That doesn't. Well, I think the reason they said it was a bad, they decided it was a bad idea was because they had before Discovery bought them, they had branded Cinemax as just Max.
That's true. Okay.
And Cinemax was known as the softcore porn channel. And so they called it Max, and people are going, What am I going to
Well,
be watching?
you could see why the softcore porn place would be known as Max, but that's a whole other thing, and that's a different program. But we don't get into that here.
We don't get to do that program, darn it. It would be more fun, though, wouldn't it?
Someday there's something to look forward to.
Yeah, a bunch of dirty old men on the podcast. Dang it. Two
We're still
drunk
standing.
old men.
Exactly. That's the next one. Stay tuned for that.
You know, speaking of podcasts, before we go, have you noticed how many shows now are podcast centric?
Give me. What do you mean by that?
Their characters are podcasters. Everybody's a flippin' podcaster on streaming.
All you need is a microphone and
Only Murders in the Building. That
I see.
That Jewish rabbi Shiksa show, which I can't remember the name of.
So there's a podcast about the show, is what you're saying?
No. There's the shows in the podcast. There is actually the characters are podcasters. In that Netflix show with the rabbi and the Shiksa. The girls, the two sisters, do a
podcaster. Oh, okay.
And they live in $3 million homes in Los Angeles.
I can remember when it was a big deal.
What are we doing wrong?
I know. I can remember it was a big deal when you had a podcast, and now
there are 4 million of them.
Yeah. And thank you, by the way. We're humbled by the fact that ours is among the highest listened to. We appreciate it.
Just checked listen notes, and they say we're in the top 0.5%.
Which I've never done with anything else in my life, so thank you for that.
Finally, you're the best, almost the best at something.
And it's about to come to an end, of course. So
well, this episode's about to come to an end.
No, I thought so. Sure,
there we go.
Why not? Kill it.
Go to talkingrealmoney.com if you'd like to send in questions. Just hit the contact form or call us on Saturdays at 855-935-TALK between 3 and 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you want to spend a little time with somebody who is actually a fiduciary and isn't going to try and sell you anything or pressure you into becoming a client, go to talkingrealmoney.com and click on that button that says Meet an Advisor. Because you do that, we'll set up a meeting so you can spend some serious time for free talking real money.
The opinions and views expressed in this podcast were current on the date recorded. Opinions, estimates, forecasts, and statements of financial market trends that are based on current market conditions constitute our judgment and are subject to change without notice, including any forward-looking estimates or statements which are based on certain expectations and assumptions.
Although information and opinions given have been obtained from or based on sources believed to be reliable, no warranty or representation is made as to their correctness, completeness, or accuracy.
Information presented on the podcast is not personalized investment advice from Appellate Wealth. The views and strategies described may not be suitable for everyone. This podcast does not identify all the risks, direct or indirect, or other considerations which might be material to you when entering any financial transaction. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and profitable results cannot be guaranteed. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for informational, educational, and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. The podcast is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Appellate Wealth, a fee-only registered investment advisor.
Please see Appellate Wealth's ADV Part 2A on our website for information regarding Appellate's fees and services.
Appellate Capital, LLC, DBA Appellate Wealth, is an investment advisory firm registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The firm only transacts business in the states where it is properly registered or excluded or exempt from registration requirements. Registration with the SEC or any state securities authority does not imply a certain level of skill or training. Appellate does not provide tax or legal advice, and nothing either stated or implied here should be inferred as providing such advice. Thanks for listening, and please visit talkingrealmoney.com for more information and important disclosure related to performance of any specific index or fund quoted in this podcast. I think I need a nap.